Hello there, MegaMogwai here, and I got yet another Legends of Runeterra for you guys today. And today we're playing some ANIVIA, because honestly, I felt like playing a solid Shadow Owls control deck. And we gotta give a big shout out to Yi, who is a fellow Legends of Runeterra content creator from France. He produces French videos and also streams, I believe, as well, and is a seasonal winner. And he has a variant of ANIVIA control that matches up really well in the current meta. I've made some alterations though, and I would even make a little bit more of a tweak, and I'm going to explain why. But the majority of the distributions are very sound and very, very good for what you are encountering now in the ladder. What are you encountering in the ladder? Well, you're encountering pirates. They're in both aggro and plunder. You have certain control decks here and there, but there's nothing really that takes on the late game that ANIVIA leads to nearly as, like, I worded that pretty badly. Essentially, other decks late games are not as nasty as ANIVIA's, and that's where we're trying to really capitalize on that by having a deck that can also match up well against fast-paced, aggressive decks. So one of the things here is that we're running, out of the new expansion, we're actually running very little cards, right? We only have Quietus, which is a very good addition. Quietus gives us the ability to kill early game units, and in certain matchups can be just absolutely backbreaking, like killing something like Viktor or Heimerdinger, Nora, etc. for just 1 mana. I said it from the get-go, like, this card is really nuts. It does not need Frostbite synergy to be an inclusion in a deck. Not everybody agreed with me, but I think we're at a point where this card has really pulled its weight. And it is, honestly, it could be more than a one-off in this deck, but it's a really tight sort of list. Like, we have no space really to wiggle, right? Like, there are certain things, even though I tweaked the deck, I did so because I believe there are some elements here that should be other cards, and I'll explain that. So the original deck only runs 2 copies of Entreat, and runs a 2nd copy of Ruination, and runs a one-off of the box. So what I did is I added a 3rd Entreat, took out 1 Ruination, took out the box, and I added a 1 copy of Harsh Winds. Harsh Winds is really good right now, and one of the reasons why ANIVIA is probably stronger than she's ever been, because we get to Harsh Winds for 5 mana. And Entreat, even though it may seem like it becomes redundant if you play too many copies of it and you already have your champion in hand, the fact that it converts into a Harsh Winds, and now this is a 7 mana play instead of an 8 mana play like it used to, makes the card never really run out of value, right? Harsh Winds is extremely powerful in an ANIVIA deck because we're trying to stall as much as possible so we can win in the late game with the Harrowing or some Rekindler, Gluttony shenanigans, etc., etc. We want to flood the board with ANIVIAs and obliterate them, right? Very nasty late game to build up towards, and that's why we are incorporating some elements like Catalyst of Aeons to ramp and reach that Enlightened quicker, but we're not going all in with the ramp game plan, because we want to make sure that we are able to answer what's in front of us and play in the present, essentially, you know, because ramping is a bit of an investment and you're sacrificing tempo for the future, but sometimes you got to play in the now. And therefore, I really do like the fact that he's only running 2 copies of Catalyst of Aeons, but I do think there is a little bit of I think we may have underrated Harsh Winds. I think not enough people are playing this card ever since it got buffed. I think 5 mana Harsh Winds is pretty nuts, and I like it as a one-off here alongside the full set of Entreat to help us, like I said, stall. We're running a one-off of Gluttony that can be used onto ANIVIA to fish out the Rekindler. Of course, we're playing a full set of Vengeance, and we're running a one-off of Eternal Dancers. Now, I gotta burst the bubble here. I'm not a believer in this card in the deck. I think ultimately, after recording the video, I thought to myself, you know what, this could just be a 3rd Harrowing. This is a change that I would personally make. You know, I'm going to show you guys the deck that I played in the video, but now I'm going to change it. I'm going to take out the Eternal Dancers. I'm just going to add a 3rd Harrowing. Because the problem with Eternal Dancers is that, technically, yes, it can resurrect ANIVIA upon attack. The problem is, she cannot resurrect leveled up ANIVIA, nor Rekindler, because she's missing out 1 power to do so, and she's the only hallowed unit in deck, so there's not really any way of us to enhance her power within this particular list. Therefore, she is just good at potentially reviving an ANIVIA that died before you are enlightened, and maybe in conjunction with Harrowing, like playing her and bring her back, or maybe just not even as a as a gluttony target because it has to be a last breath unit. So I really don't understand what Eternal Dancer is doing, honestly. Like, I don't think it's a good addition to the deck, and I think the Harrowing is just going to finish games. I believe more in 3 Harrowing and 1 Runation because the Harrowing is the core of the build. It is how you finish games, and it's what you synergize towards, which is why you're playing cards like Gluttony and Glimpse Beyond. We want to be using these on our Anivias because we want Anivia to die so we can resurrect her with the Rekindler. We can kill the Anivia that was resurrected, and we can kill Anivia as many times as possible so that when we play the Harrowing, we just bring them all back and wipe the opponent clean. So that's the deck list right there. We have some good healing here with Kindly Tavern Keeper to give us that hot soup. We have AoE with Blighted Ravine and Avalanche. Bio Feast, very, very important, as we're also playing a full set of Avarosa Sentry to give us an early chump blocker that will allow us to cycle through our deck. 3 Sisters, because we can Frostbite something, or there are some potential plays that we can enable with the options, and having it as a flexibility, or as a flexible option, English, is very, very nice. And a couple of copies of Withering Whale. Normally I wouldn't play this, but in this meta, there's a lot of pirates, and this card is really damn good against pirates. So we play it as a 2-of. Really, really like the vast majority of the deck. Like I said, I made some tweaks here and there, but the credits go to Aoi for this variant, and I got some pretty sweet gameplay for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoy. I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. Hope you enjoy the games. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, here we go. Galio Soraka. I haven't seen this ever since like the expansion where they released Galio. Like, it just faded out really quickly. You never really mulligan away Anivia in this deck. We can mulligan, should we mulligan away the Harrowing? This matchup is actually pretty slow. I think the Harrowing is actually good to have. It's only a 2-of, so we're not going to be overdrawing it necessarily. I like the hand. Average Sentry gives us a little bit of defense early on. If we don't need to resort to it, we can just ramp with Catalyst. And we got the curve, so if it ain't broken, don't fix it. I don't think I need to play Ever's Sentry here. I think I can just pass.
Every work demands a piece of ourselves.
Especially because that is Avalanche food.
Been working hard, I think.
I work smart, not hard.
Our legacy lives. We will protect this place.
Bit of a greedy play on our end, waiting for the attack, but it's a lot of damage, and I doubt they just skip on it. But a good player could have skipped there. Not gonna lie, I do want to Avalanche here though, just to get rid of this Duran Sculpture. At least attempt to, even though there's a very good chance that they have protection for her. Any sort of spell really, but at least if it is something like Pale Cascade, they don't draw off of it. There it is. Runation will be more powerful this matchup. Runation will be very strong.
Can see the Demacian border from here.
This is where Avarosa Sentry comes into play, right? You can just chump block the big swing.
A little reinforcement at the seams.
Give us a bit of time as we develop Anivia now.
Now that's a bit better.
Here in your time of need.
Yeah, we always play Anivia here.
In stone. We can withstand anything.
It's a lot of damage,
I will endure.
but trading like this would have allowed me to do that. Okay. Harsh Winds doesn't quite work here.
I bring the storm.
This world has such great potential.
We each died, then found home.
The Star Child. I'll clear a path for you.
Good to see you too.
If they're out there, I'll spot them.
Right, keep spreading out.
Our legacy, nothing stronger than Petricite.
Come from the dark.
Look out for reavers.
I protect this place.
I'm worried about the spell, like the 6-mana spell that gives attack. This deck definitely plays it, so they could lethal me if I don't block like this.
Alert the village.
Okay.
Stand back. I'll protect you.
I like that vengeance. How does this? What does this heroine do here? Gives me a lot of Anivias. Feels good enough.
Will you thistle me, friend? Someone who won't break.
Give me a day and you'll have 2.
To the light.
Stay still.
Don't touch my flock.
Get to knock out the spell shield, swing like this.
Light the signal fires.
We still are able to level up Galio, but we can vengeance.
I may be made of stone, but I'm all heart.
Cool story, bro.
A new era begins. The Freljord's eternal guardian.
We have to vengeance this turn, 100%, as they swing with Galio.
Be at peace. The possibilities are infinite. Live with purpose.
I will endure.
Even if they have something like a Bastion, we can ping it with Vile Feast, but we gotta prevent the rally here. We also gotta protect around the, Okay. Nice. Probably I should have blocked with this just in case, but
Rise anew.
let's see if they have anything else.
A mistake is the first step to improving.
Mistakes? I don't make those anymore.
Cocky much? No more risk of Golden Aegis, so now we can actually, what can we do here? I would say Glimpse here. I would say Glimpse here. Single combat could be a thing. But if they have single combat, they can use it on one of the Agnivias anyways. Okay. Was worried there for a second. We need substance. Ooh, Quietus. Well, they could still have a Pale Cascade. But let's try it. They just played a Pale Cascade. Yeah! Be quiet! Forever! Stop their card draw engine right there. That thing's gonna be tough to take down, but let's sort. Clear it all. Except for Goat Man.
Kept a model for me?
Alright. It's annoying. Math? Math, brother? Nuke him. Duke nuke him. They're resilient as hell, but triple a leveled up ANIVIA?
Been working hard, I see.
I work smart, not hard.
Let's have Lynch first. The problem is, like I said, the fact that they rely on formidable, so our harsh winds, which is extremely useful in the vast majority of matchups, is actually not here. Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, this broadback protector, Wrapped Vengeance hit.
Return to us.
If we can't just kill them. That could be a thing, yeah. Like, that's a thick boy and he's doing a lot, but it's one man cannot be 4 ANIVIAs.
Until our paths cross once more.
Noxus, what? Noxus. Interesting. I'll do a full mulligan. Nothing in this hand like super convinces me. I'm actually like not sure exactly what I'm facing here. I mean, it is a spell-based deck, right? Since it's playing Lee Sin and Master Yi, but with Noxus it gets a little bit weird. Are they using fragments, but they decided to not include Riven in the mix, or is it something else?
The journey to mastery begins with humility.
Humility.
Death's hands.
All right, Miss Humility, hit me. I can take it.
Just the one I was looking for. My helmet could use some work.
I could never hope to mend a master's work.
I'm gonna avalanche here.
Did my best.
Makes it easier to finish off Master Yi, even though it's very likely that they'll be able to protect him from pure damage.
Form before strength.
I'm gonna take the hit first. Then I'm just gonna do this. Forcing them to invest in the spells now, because if I went for the Vile Feast, they could actually hit us for more damage. Whatever they reduce the cost of, it's not the preparation that we see. Okay. Getting a Tailstones out of them is actually really neat. It's a very annoying card.
Quiet spirit. Master yourself. Master your enemy.
I would love a glimpse or a gluttony here. Maybe I should have kept them in hindsight for the matchup. I think that would have been a good call, keeping the gluttony in the opening hand, because it is a direct counter to a lot of their shit. Okay, so there's the Great Hammer. All right.
Forever watchful.
It's gonna play ANIVIA. They already played a Tailstones with the Homecoming, so recalling her is as easier than done. So they're playing Noxus for the Great Hammer to give Overwhelm.
Prepare yourself.
You can still play... I don't know why you would play Hammer over the Might, though. Like, I know Might is 1 more damage, but you can play Might at burst speed, and it synergizes with your spell game plan. Like, is the Hammer really better? Oh, I guess they just play both. Why not on Master Yi when I block with the spider? That's just weird. That's just weird. I guess they really want to get the flow. But they're running out of gas by doing this. And this is a matchup, unlike the other one, this is one in which our harsh winds
One candle for every soul.
is gonna do a lot.
Conflict is all in the mind.
I could attack here, but I'm actually going to pass. You know, it technically kills Yi, but I'm not really worried about Yi. Because from this point onwards, I'm gonna be frostbiting their asses.
As the dragon wills. My enter your spirit.
Come from the dark.
Yi doesn't level up, so we accept this. Carry over the spell mana so we have as much mana as we can.
A calm heart.
We burn, then kindle anew.
What could they have? A sort of like rally effect? They could have like a shampoo or something. Let's play it safe. Well, I guess the good thing. Okay, so yeah, the thing about the Great Hammer is that it's a permanent. It's a permanent overwhelm.
Strike firm. Prepare yourself.
I protect this place.
Our enemies cannot hide.
I guess they really wanted the Master Yi. I don't even know if that was a good play, to be honest, because I could have wiped them out afterwards, but
Until our paths cross once more.
I'll take it. Alright, Plunder. Cards like Ruination are very important here. Board wipes as well. Vile Feast can do a lot of work. Let's mulligan away these two. And let's keep the Catalyst of Aeons. Even though I can't really play both on curve, right? Depending on what my opponent does, I'll go with one over the other. Ramping is ultimately important. Healing is as well. Avalanche and Blighted Ravine is also important. I don't think they went for a full mulligan. Which means that they have to have a 1-drop, because otherwise you go for a full mulligan, because you want to go for that Plunder. Okay. Pass. Wait for the Mirai Warden. If they open attack here, I will double Vile Feast to prevent the Plunder.
Time to get rich.
Because then if they make it rain afterwards, that just glimpse me on. The fact that they went for that parley means that they don't have Make It Rain. Unless they're bluffing the shit out of it. But it's not like Glimpse Beyond is a super common card in ANIVIA. Like, it's run as a 2 of sometimes. I don't think you ever run it as a 3 of, so... Seeing the parley instead of the Make It Rain let me know that they don't have the Make It Rain, which made the Glimpse Beyond play even more obvious to go for. Let's see if they keep spreading out. I want to see a Mirai Warden so I can just blight or ravine his ass, but that works for me. Didn't get the opportunity to actually ramp, unfortunately.
Dead men tell my tale.
Let's pass really fast. There's no way to no attack here. And now we go for the ramp. We have Vengeance. Gameplank is still, like, they've only managed to hit Plunder twice. That double Vile Feast play was definitely the right call, man. Yeah, it plays it to Make It Rain, but you can't play around everything.
Here in your time of need.
This seems to be the standard variant of Gameplank Sejuani, with the Shell Shockers and such, so... Oof. That's a pass. Making them burn all that mana, that's like the easiest pass of my life.
Hello, new best friend.
Let's bluff that we have an avalanche.
I got this.
Is it worth it for me to harsh winds here? I don't think it is. It's 7 mana just to prevent Plunder. I think there's a limit, right?
I protect this place.
Keep it up.
Warm hearts and hot soup.
Still enabling the Vengeance in case we want it.
For my homeland.
Not today.
Work, you dogs.
Well, that's like the easiest Vengeance of my life. The absolute easiest. Do we go with second Vengeance? I mean, this thing is almost dead. But they could level up next round, and then it can become annoying. There's Vengeances too. Gameplank is more dangerous than Sejuani for us specifically. Because Sejuani frostbiting our board, we're ANIVIA. We deal our damage by launching rockets. Doesn't matter what our attack is. We just need to be able to attack. Right? So Sejuani is not really that much of a deal aside from just being a big overwhelm unit. But Gangplank has a pretty nasty effect.
No one. Bristle, attack.
This combines well. They could have another Sejuani in hand, which leads to a Fury of the North, which allows them to bypass Quietus or kill this. But we're gonna go for it regardless. Worst case scenario, we get the second Sejuani out of them. Best case scenario, we kill the champion. You know, this one off of Quietus is
Wield your
pretty neat. All right. Another parley, level up.
fight for your lives.
Again, Sejuani is not the biggest threat here.
Snow, wind, and ice.
If they want to waste a warning shot to frostbite this board, that's fine by me. Nice, good hit. And they ain't got healing. That's a big hit right there.
Rather be sailors, but this looks fun too.
Your king has returned. I'll make corpses of them all.
Well, that warrants double ravine. Because that plus Withering will wipe this board clean. That rhymes. MC! Let's do it. Should have gone for the on-treat actually.
Bury me at sea.
Stand and
Off with ye.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful.
We burn, then kindle anew.
And now we finally enable Rekindler. It was a while.
Nice to meet you. I'm Isla.
Yeah. Not really a pleasure, but whatever.
One candle for every soul.
What you got for me, Frost? I like that attitude.
Let's soar. My life or theirs.
I could try to develop this, but I already got lethal here. And yeah, that's it. GG.
The cycle is complete.
That means victory. Ooh, what is this? Viktor with Twisted Fate. Have I ever seen Viktor and Twisted Fate together? Like, that's a weird champion combination. I am intrigued. The Harrowing is a very powerful card that they don't really have a counter here unless they're playing Aloof Travelers. But considering both of the champions are 4-drops, it would be really weird for them to do that. So I'm gonna mulligan. I'm gonna keep the Vile Feast. Because we're running triple on-street, I don't have to mulligan as aggressively for ANIVIA, I feel. But Harrowing is only a 2-of, so in a matchup that you know it's going to be just uncounterable, you may as well keep it. I want to keep the Vile Feast in case they have early game. That's early game, but that's not a threatening early game. Mirai Warren is what I'm talking about. That we can deal with. Come on, bruh. Let's pass. Ah, cheeky you. Okay, I deserve that. I deserve that. I really thought they were gonna attack.
Time of machines is now. Metal is perfection.
Really thought they were gonna attack there. I got cocky. Definitely got cocky.
Yes, of course.
You can pass back, man, but the more you just play passive, the more we're gonna punish you this game. We're gonna ramp again. But definitely got bitch slapped a little bit earlier. Not gonna lie.
Refreshments from a
Oh, it's the back alley deck. Alright. Okay, remember what I said about not needing to draw ANIVIA? Yeah.
Genius in action. Electroplating completed.
The board is not that menacing, really, and they're gonna overdraw. There we go. Okay.
You'll soon understand my methods.
Glorious Security. No, the thing created that card. Okay.
D for 2.
Eternal winter.
Well, they surprised us there. Glorious Evolution is actually really scary here.
Winter awaits.
We're vulnerable.
Never lost a fair game. Or played one.
That Gluttony comes in clutch. I was worried about something like double Mystic Shot or something, but we had to risk it.
Snow, wind, and ice.
For the biscuit.
This isn't part of the training.
Good thing Augment does not increase health. So, you know, it's scary what's going on here, but... Alright.
How did that move go?
Yeah, but it's burst speed, you're gonna take the damage. Alright. Back alley bar. We're gonna go for the glimpse. Because they're down to, I mean, they still have 1 mana technically, but if they have something to deal with ANIVIA, they can deal with the other one already.
Once I stand papers, now faces.
It begins.
System upgrade.
This is our time.
Just need to make sure that we survive this attack. Right now, like this board, we obliterate.
Everything's better with company.
Says you.
Enemy disengaged. Rise, metal brethren.
I'm gonna go for a Vile Feast because this just dies to it and gives me an extra chump blocker.
And ready.
Okay, shakedowns. Is this actually a card that they play? I mean, we don't mind them killing our stuff, and this harrowing is gonna obliterate them, right? We just worry about them going over us with Overwhelm. Okay.
Enemy disengaged.
Is that a progress thing?
Improve perfection. System upgrade. Improve perfection. System upgrade.
Alright.
Disengage.
My turn.
System upgrade.
Definitely nothing like this is nothing like the deck I was expecting. Really caught me off guard because it's actually a late game deck as well. But there ain't no late game like ANIVIA, man. Yeah, Glorious Evolution is powerful and all, but this is bonkers. Bonkers. The power! Very fitting. Very dramatic music.
Improve perfection.
Another progress state. It's not going to cost as simple. As cheap, English.
Hello, new best friend.
For homeland.
Burn them all.
Not today.
So ordinary.
Alright, one more hit. We just gotta survive next turn.
As humanity ends, the machine drives.
Okay, so next round we have the ability to do these two. That should be enough, even though I may like to have the Tavern Keeper as well. For 13 mana, I can play Tavern Keeper next round, but Vile Feast, they're playing Wiggly Burblefish, so that allows me to knock it out. I think that's ultimately better. So we're gonna pass here.
Analyzing a probe.
They gotta loose it immediately. Okay.
Metal is
I don't
perfection.
want to vengeance this right off the bat, but we'll see.
Rest.
We have Vile Feast, Harsh Winds, and Vengeance. That should be enough.
This is our time.
Hopefully.
Drink up. Genius in action.
I mean, this just makes your cards cost one less now. Because you can't have two copies of a keyword here.
Yes, of course.
That would be really weird. We don't have to do anything. It doesn't matter if we burn all this mana. Like, they die on our open attack. So they have to threaten lethal this round. There you go.
Is perfection.
I'm gonna let them build it up.
Genius in action.
Okay, so 7 cards left. Everything is like, they can pretty much dump their entire hand. Like, maybe I'm compelled to play Vengeance here.
Genius.
At the same time, like, they only have so much gas, you know? This is answerable. We have Harsh Winds and Vengeance. I don't feel like I need to Vengeance right now, even though they get to Turbo with Viktor.
Another brilliant design.
This is fine. Things like the random cards that they generated, like,
Of course.
they're not buffing anything else. Is that the only units they have?
Genius.
Yeah, twice it's randomly hit me. That is annoying. Wait, what? What just happened there? I want to Vengeance Viktor now because it makes cards harder to, yeah. Now that they're at 0 mana, they can't play another Viktor. Even with the 2 cost reduction, Viktor still costs 1 mana. Fine. 2 more cards. Can't get the wind! I'll catch this. That was scary. Not gonna lie, that was actually a little bit terrifying.
Until our paths cross once
No, thanks.